Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna see a makeup look which you can wear to events or parties or any functions or anything. So if you wanna know what all we're gonna do, then please continue watching. The first step is obviously using a makeup primer, especially if you're going to go out and about and if you're going to go for an event party. It's really important to use a good makeup primer because that will ensure that your makeup lasts longer throughout the day. So I'm going to be using the Lakme Absolute Blur Perfect Makeup Primer. This is going to ensure that your makeup sits well. After applying the primer, make sure to leave your skin like that for at least 5 minutes and then move on to your next step. So the next step is optional. You might want to do this only if you have oily skin. If you don't have oily skin and you are prone to dry skin, then you don't have to do this step, which is setting my primer with a compact powder. So I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder. I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just push the product into my skin. Okay, so once I've set my face with a powder, now it's time to move on to our next step, which is orange correction. Now you don't need to do orange correction if you don't have any hyperpigmentation or dark spots or anything. If you have naturally flawless skin, then please go ahead with your foundation step. Since I have all those issues, I'm going to first color correct it and then move on to the other steps. For color correction, I'm going to use a very dark foundation as my color corrector. So for that, I'm taking the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the shade Mocha Mocha. Now I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild brush and just buff it all in. Okay, so now that our face is all nice and even, we can move on to our foundation. So for foundation, I'm going to be using this L'Oreal True Match. It's actually a Code Parfait. It's written in French. It's the True Match foundation in the shade Nut Brown. This is a very dewy finish foundation. So if you're not into that kind of makeup, then you can go for the Maybelline Fit Me one, which is in the match variant. Now I'm again gonna be taking my beauty blender and start blending this all out. So the foundation is nice and laid on. Now we're gonna move on to a concealer. So for concealer, I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Multi-Use Concealer. This is in the shade 144 Caramel. Okay, now that my concealer is done, we are gonna move on to setting my face with the help of compact powder. For compact powder, I'm again using the same Fit Me powder. Now I've set my face with the powder. Now moving on, I'm gonna fill in my brows and then move on to the base again. So for brows, I'm gonna be using this Miss Claire Waterproof Eyebrow Pencil in the shade Medium Brown. Now my eyebrows are filled in. Moving on to the base again, I'm just gonna do some contouring. For that, I'm gonna take my LA Colors Highlight and Contour Palette. So I'm gonna apply some blush. I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Mellow Wine. Now I've added my blush. Moving on, I'm gonna add a little bit of highlighter. I'm gonna be using this shade as my highlighter because I don't have one. So once that is done, we are gonna move on to our eye makeup. Look, I'm gonna be using this Mars Modern Matte palette. I'm actually not gonna be using all these shades in here. I'm just gonna apply some shimmeriness on my eyes. I think I'm gonna go with this color because this complements my dress since I have like a black one. I'm gonna take my fingers work the best, so I've taken some. So I'm just gonna add some eyeliner right now. I'm gonna be using the Bella Vista Liquid Dip eyeliner. Okay, now moving on to mascara, I'm gonna be using the Total Temptation one from Maybelline. Okay, now I'm done with my eyes. We're gonna move on to our lips. I'm gonna use the Nykaa Matte to Last liquid lipstick in the shade Shy. Finally, I'm gonna add a little bit of the Nykaa Ultra Matte in the shade Jane. So the last and final step is to take my makeup fixer, set all of my makeup. So yes, you guys, with that we complete the look as well as we come to the end of this video. And this is the final look. I really like how the look has turned out, and this is also very appropriate for parties, for events, for any grand functions or anything. You can definitely wear this. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, then please don't forget to comment and subscribe, and also let me know what other videos you guys want me to do. I can definitely do them for you. Until then, take care. Bye.